Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, and this is a customized wall art of my car. As you can see, it's got the VLANs right there, my venting on the side fender, and of course my wing. Just nice to have in my room to look at, especially when I'm editing videos or doing anything. But as you guys have read the title of this video, we have a new steering wheel for the car. And amongst this mess of products, orders and boxes and packaging is a very special type of steering wheel. Because if I lift this up here, that's right baby, we are going to put into the car a custom SIM GT1R hub with an aftermarket Sparkle steering wheel. And guys, this has been in the making for so long. Ordering all the parts, getting everything custom made, manufactured, looking for custom hardware like bolts, screws, and hubs and buttons and everything, including the materials. Everything is custom, and it's taken not that much of time, but a bit of time to be manufactured and ordered. So in this GT1R hub, as you can see, there's the adapters for the paddle shifters if you have an automatic car. But obviously I do not have an automatic car, so I will not be using the adapters. The paddle shifters are here. The entire hub is full machine carbon fiber. This thing looks sick. And best of all, if I just press this button, yes, that's right guys, you are seeing correctly. Those are functioning buttons that are lit up and used in GT3 cars. Obviously I don't have a GT3 car, but I do take my car on track, and the plan is to use those light up buttons and program them to work with the car, or at least some of them, because my car doesn't have a lot of electronics, kind of like how a new car would have, but it still has some which can be used. And the way the hub works is that it can connect Bluetooth to your phone, and you can program it on your phone, so you can figure out the buttons. So most of the buttons I won't be using, but some of them I will. For example, this, instead of the knob, actually using the knobs, I'm just going to turn these into buttons, like. And obviously I don't think I can configure ABS on my car as it is, so the way the hub works is that you can configure anything that you can configure on your car existing, you can put it onto the hub. You can't obviously create features, you know, like oh, there's a NOS button, let me press NOS, when in fact your car doesn't have NOS. So what I will be trying to program with is making this traction control existing in the car, and the ABS to be VSC Sport already existing in the car. The other buttons I'll try and program to try and have maybe indicator buttons if I can, these two over here, maybe some radio buttons, just not like racing radio, just like on radio, off radio, skip songs, or volume or something like that, like a normal car would have on the steering wheel. And also a hooter button. Now you might be wondering, why would I need a hooter button on a car? Car already has a built-in hooter, you know, that you press. And the reason for that is, and this is a big disclaimer from today's video, with any aftermarket steering wheel like this, that is an F1 style steering wheel, a GT1R or GT3 style steering wheel that they use in motorsports and track, is that they do not run airbags, and I will not be running airbags. Now the reason for that is it is a calculated risk. Without an airbag, if I do crash on the road or on the track, I will most likely die. But there are ways around that, which I am going to be doing. So that's part of the disclaimer. I'm not just running this car with no airbag and just expecting to survive a crash. I will be running aftermarket harnesses, 5 point, 6 point, and a roll cage, which is coming soon to the channel as well, and a whole lot of other supporting safety features to make up for this lost airbag. This hub will be paired with the adapter. This is the adapter to the car, right? And so basically how it works is that this adapter bolts onto the car, onto the steering column, and then this adapter connects to the bolted down hub and connects to the steering wheel and the racing hub, or the brain of the car. So yes, that means we are getting some nice ASMR ding when I put and take off the steering wheel of the car. So I'm going to try to assemble everything, and here's the custom parts. These are the bolts for the hub. These are the existing countersunk hex screw Allen screws, and these are the custom machined ones that I had to get made, because obviously this hub and steering wheel isn't specifically made for a GT86. The supporting mods, for example, this it bolts onto the car, and the release is specifically made for GT86, but this is obviously not. This is just for any application of a racing car. So what I had to do is get these custom made to be able to fit, to bolt everything up, because the OEM ones would fit another car maybe, but not a GT86. So let's get to assembling my GT1R steering wheel. Okay, so I've got all the bolts in, nice and snug. This is what the front will look like. And at the back, all these sticking out bolts are going to fasten into the two hub adapters. So fasten in, and then this will fasten onto the car. So basically it's three components, as I explained earlier. So let's get this bolted into the adapter. It's going to be a little bit awkward to demonstrate, obviously, because it's not in a car, but you'll have to imagine that it is. So this is the quick release mechanism at the bottom. Basically how it works is that, imagine the steering wheel is on the car. Here's the car steering column, everything is working, and now you want to take off the steering with a quick release. All you do is you just hold on the button, pull this forward, this comes out, and this will be still on the car, but what will come out is the entire steering wheel. So this will be detached from the car. So I can take it out, I can reprogram it at the bottom, change stuff with it, because this thing is very customizable, interchangeable. So even one day if I have another car, I can actually, you know, take out the steering wheel, or take out the hub, or take out the quick release, and, you know, match them up with different things. So it's very customizable, very interchangeable, and that's cool. So the reason we have a quick release is just for safety. Like I mentioned earlier, there has to be, you know, some certain safety features present, and this is basically a quick release steering wheel. In case you get into a crash, this can come off of the steering wheel, giving you space to move and get out of the car, or for convenience, you know. But also it's kind of cool, you know, like a detachable steering wheel. But anyway, the way it works to go back on is that this will be, the hub will be on the car. You'll have to imagine my hand is the car steering column. You take your steering wheel and you put it back on at an angle, wait for it to click, and then get ready for the ASMR. Oh, that is nice. That is the ding. So anyway guys, that is the steering wheel complete. It looks super awesome. You can see the entire setup there, as well as the adapters for the paddle shifter, where the hub will bolt onto the car. And yeah, super cool setup. The only thing left now to do is to remove the OEM steering wheel and install this into the car. So let's head on over to the GT86. And over here obviously is the car we're going to be putting on the GT steering wheel. As you guys can see from the last video, we finally stanced out the car, fixed the fitment problem. Can't even barely fit one finger in the tire wall. If you guys haven't watched that video, please go check it out. But anyway, let's get this opened up. Car is lower, car is harder to get into, but this is the recipient of which is going to get replaced. And this is the current OEM steering wheel of the 86 from factory. It's a good steering wheel, it's pretty thick. The new steering wheel and this steering wheel is the same diameter, same size. It's 350mm steering wheel, 14 inches. Both have the same center 9 and 3 grips. This obviously has perforated for extra grip, and then smooth where you don't hold it, so it has the two types of leather. The new steering wheel doesn't have that, just because I don't really mind perforated or non-perforated. But as you can see, the steering wheel is pretty old. I mean, sure, it came factory with the red stitching and the leather, but as you can see, 10 years of wear really gets to you. It's the reason why I replaced the handbrake with the carbon handbrake, and the gear selector, gear knob with this nice finished in aluminum gear selector, just because the OEM stuff for a 10-year car, it does wear and tear. I mean, you can see the stitching is pretty good, there's no loose stitching or anything, but it just seems old. I mean, the leather is becoming, I don't know if you can see, but quite shiny from all the oil and wear, you know, of holding the steering wheel. And yeah, the new steering wheel will definitely improve the car a lot. And yeah, also this is the airbag that's going to come out. This will no longer be before we get started on removing the OEM steering wheel and putting in the GT wheel, has to do with that boxed out there. First things first, let's pop the hood. And the reason I popped the hood is because what's in this box has to do with the engine bay. So let's get this box opened up. Right here you can see is the OEM radiator cap, and it's not really the prettiest in this pretty engine bay, so I thought I'd replace it with something a bit more vibrant, a bit better quality than OEM, and matches the rest of the engine bay. So let's get out the OEM one and put on the new one. And as you can see, the finished product looks a lot nicer than the OEM one. In the engine bay, just adds a little bit of red. You guys can let me know if I should do more to the engine bay and add more red parts and make it look a bit nicer, and do some things to it, and replace things like tubing, pipes and braces. But I don't know, you guys let me know down in the comments below. Now let's finally get to installing the new GT steering wheel in the car. Okay, so we've got the battery out, disconnected, the car's dead. Steering wheel is straight, and now we're going to try and take out the airbag. So to do that, there's 3 holes, 1 on the bottom, 2 on the sides. Only use a flathead to try and get it out. Basically, all you gotta do is put the flathead in the hole. The hole's pretty close to the steering wheel. Put it in and pop it. As you can see, the one side's popped. So I'm just gonna look for the other one. Yes.
That's the open one.
There we go, all 3 are out, and you just have to slowly shove it off. Be careful, because this is a airbag. You don't wanna. As you can see, there's quite a lot of wiring. This is the airbag wire, and this is the horn wire, the motor wire, and the third wire in here that's actually concealed, which is the cruise control wire. Okay. And it's just airbag.
Yeah,
The American car has 2 resistors. We in South Africa, which is
only one. Okay, that's why you got given one.
Yeah.
Okay, but at the time we didn't know that.
And that's why when the guy's like, no, trust me. So the airbag is out. Make sure to put that face up. Actually, no, somewhere it's not gonna blow a windscreen. Yeah, no, just in case. You know, you see those pranks when people jump in one and BOH! Okay.
For a 17.
Cruise control. Should be a little tab. Just one. Push it in. There. Okay, cruise control is out. So these two, which is this is the hooter wire, this is the cruise control wire. This is the airbag wire that you want to keep in. You're not going to take that out. And then now that everything's disconnected, it's time to take out the big 17mm ball. Out this whole process, you want to make sure that the steering wheel is straight. The reason being is that if the steering wheel goes off of its straight holding, it could damage the clock spring underneath, which is the actual mechanism that keeps the wheel turning. And also, not only could you damage it, once you put on the new steering wheel, it could actually be on skew. So all you're going to do is put the 17mm on. See? There you go. It's out. I'm just going to take it out by hand slowly, not the whole way out. Then once it's loose, the bolt, just pull the steering wheel out. Make sure the bolt's still in with some thread. So don't pull the steering wheel into your face and lose some teeth. And you're going to slowly take off the 17mm ball. And we're slowly going to take the steering wheel off, feed the airbag wire through, and that's it. Steering wheel's out. You can actually see here is the hole where the screwdriver goes in. There's the pin, and then you push the pin. So that's what you do. And obviously, like I said, there's 3 of them. There's one here, and then one here at the bottom. Okay, so once the resistor has been wired in for the airbag, all we have to do is again go backwards but with the new part. So I'm going to carefully put all the wires into the adapter hub, feed it through and line it up, and make sure that the clock spring is straight. Ball. Screw this back in, just like I'm going to pick it out again, just with hand to put it in, get some threads, as much as you can with your hand.
Much,
Too much, yeah.
right until unless we have to read.
Yeah.
So now you have to rely on the
That looks nice.
I started putting on the bolts without it on, and I looked around and like, where's the thing? And it was right here.
it's like his lap.
No, it was here on my lap. I'm like, what the fuck? Where is it? Put them on and start at and we went back now.
There was a guy that got off from Mr. Delivery.
Yeah. Make sure
He's getting more just go.
hold up and make sure you tighten
No, it wasn't that far.
power pattern.
But
Now, boss how is it? Next step,
I'm going to speak to Bronwyn because I think what you would do is take Bronwyn's steering off. Exactly how we bridge that one. You just put a loop in the and leave it on
hold
the
tight, and
back.
plug the battery back in.
So that's OEM.
Start the car.
Resistor.
And now that the hub is in, everything's been tightened up, clock spring is straight, it's time to put in the aftermarket steering wheel. So let's first get it powered up, just so it's on and it can connect with the car. And now the moment of truth. Oh yes, it's finally in. And now when I get in, let's compare the aftermarket with the OEM. As you can see, there's a huge difference in the leather. The leather is super matte because it's a brand new steering wheel. Again, you can see the the 3 and 9 grips, super cool. You can see the carbon fiber. All the buttons are working. I'm going to try and configure the buttons to work with the car a bit later. Maybe that can be a different video. But as you can see, putting the steering wheels side by side, they are almost the same size, 250 millimeters. But the new steering wheel is a huge upgrade. I mean, look at this thing. The other thing you can see is how far the steering wheel actually comes out. While before the steering wheel was pretty far back, you know, OEM, how much it can come out. But now this steering wheel comes out a lot further. And the reason for that is, I'm not the tallest guy in the world, I'm about 5'10". But my body, my legs are super long. And my torso is not that long. So in any car besides the 86, sitting in the car, I have to put my seat way back so my legs can reach the pedals, as you can see here. But then what happens is that my arms and my torso doesn't reach the steering wheel. But now with this aftermarket steering wheel, I can put my seat as far back as I want to fit comfortably, and the steering wheel will still come out to reach me. And the way to check if the steering wheel is correctly put for you is easy. You just put your arm out, you put your arm on the steering wheel, and if you put your arm out on the steering wheel from where you are sitting, and your hand goes over the steering wheel and bends over, and your wrist rests on the top of the steering wheel, that means the steering wheel is correctly far from you. If you put your arm out straight and your hand goes on the top of the steering wheel, or it goes too far, that means you are not sitting in the correct position, or it means the steering wheel is too far or too near. Now let's get some quick release ASMR. All you do is push on the button, pull, and the steering wheel comes off. Fully removable. And if you want to put it back on, all you have to do is put it on at an angle, wait for the click, and now for the last step, we are going to put on the logo for the wheel. Now at the moment, I just have this makeshift logo to put on the wheel just to show you guys what it looks like. I'm going to get the custom one to put on the wheel soon. And this is the finished product. Like I say, it's just a rough fix. This is a logo based on the GR logo, but I've actually tweaked it myself personally and customized it to say GT instead of GR. And I designed this myself, took the existing GR logo and then changed the G and the R to say GT. A bit cleaner look and a bit more authentic to the car itself, you know, being a GT86 instead of a GR86. And yeah guys, finally put in the steering wheel. Like I say, it's been taking forever to order, manufacture and everything like that. Finally we got it put in the GT86. It's one step closer to being the perfect track and daily car. That's it for today's video. Such a great mod. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to comment down below if you love the steering wheel. Show some support there. Subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
I can feel